each of you to pick one and just give me your slant on it as we close out this beautiful panel discussion. And the first one is mercy.
We have an activist, she didn't know the word activator at the time, we weren't using it at the time, but next month, it will be 12 years ago, that Susan Lee died, Susan Lee Solar. She was a beautiful person, and she wrote the most definitive book on Texas capital punishment, and the name of the book is The Quality of Mercy. And it was in that line from Shakespeare, the quality of mercy is not strained and fall. That's it. And that's taken itself from the New Testament, where God makes the rain fall upon the just and upon the unjust. So that quality of mercy and of empathy, of really having that sympathetic physics that learns to adapt and listen and feels the vibrations coming into our observations, and we get that dissonance and say, no, this ain't right. Something needs to be changed here. And another Gandhi quote. Well, first of all, they ignore us, and then they laugh at us, and then they punish us, and then we win. That's the way it works. We want to think that things, and it does feel painful at times. And we who are especially empathetic just hurt so much when we see what's happening and the injustice. That Susan Lee Solar, I think that was right. I think she kept changing her name every time that she came up. Solar at one point, but I think she had Carpenter Solar in that Quality of Mercy. It's good. Eakin Press, 2002, good book. I don't remember where I was going with that. It was somewhere else.
The next word I'd like to throw out is trust. Whoever wants to take that one.
I will, because it's so hard. It is an absolute awakening when you start attempting to trust yourself and your surroundings and the people around you. And I find that trust is an act of conscious choice. For a long time, I thought people had to deserve my trust, or people had to earn my trust. I was raised, you don't just go around and be a fool. But the fact is, trust is a choice.
Yes.
I choose to trust what's going to happen today is going to be for my growth. I'm going to trust the people around me, because that will then create a field of a relationship between the two of us where goodness can happen. Might not, but it can. Whereas the other way is so totally blocked off. Now we're back in Pisces again. Now we're back in deal making again. Now we're back in the corruption of law. But trust, I have found it has taken courage to do it. And the courage I speak of isn't anything physical. It's just the internal barrage that suddenly goes off, telling me what a fool I am, what an idiot, how can I be so stupid, etc., etc., etc. Well, that's a gift too, because you then get to look and say to these voices, who are you and where are you coming from? And what's your argument? Why should this be true, what you say? They usually find it just skitters away. There is no answer at that point. Which is why I consider those voices to be of the archons, but that is a whole different argument.
Nice.
But the trust is a great, great gift. It gets easy after a while. It feels very scary going in, but the main thing is that it is an act of conscious choice.
Beautiful, beautiful. The next word would be intimacy.
Listening is an important thing, but until you can identify with what's coming from the source that's coming to your ears, there's not really the depth of passion of the heart that has the intimacy associated with giving any credit. So intimacy demands that trust. It combines a lot of the things we've been talking about to take that next step in trust and empowerment and in human personal effectiveness. Because when you can trust, when you can get that additional information, then all of a sudden you're a more effective human being, you're a more responsible human being, and you're a more lovable human being, and you work better in the system, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
The next word is prosperity.
Sounds like your word.
Sounds like Wayne's word, yeah.
Prosperity has been overdone. Being, understanding oneself, loving others around you is much more important than prosperity. In fact, I don't like the word prosperity. Abundance might be better, where you can bring in abundance with the work that Gary does in the fields with crops and vegetables. All those things come in abundance, and you can share abundance. Prosperity to me is a dirty word.
That's cool, man. I'm glad I heard that.
The next word is naturalness.
Well, it's the opposite of the medical system. You know, we have different systems of medicine. I was reared in what's known as the allopathic system, where you have antibiotics, where you have antihistamines, where you have anti-life things. You cut things out. You cut, drug, or burn. That ain't naturalism. Well, there's another system that's homeopathy. That's same as a disease. It calls the same. That's what it's based on. But it's still disease-oriented, but it gets closer to the natural. It's more like Aikido. You know, you've got a force coming at you. You keep it going the exact same direction it is and step aside. Well, homeopathics a little more like that. It's working with the system. It's working with the immune system as opposed to trying to kill the bacteria or the virus or whatever. And then there's naturalism. There's naturopathy, you know, which by and large just ignores the pathology. It looks at what nature has and builds the systems intended to handle it naturally. And, you know, we have a lot of models at it in the world. So that's just my field. There's 3 different ways to look at the same thing, natural.
I want to thank each and every one of you for being part of this panel. Just beautiful voices and such great wisdom. And I'd like to welcome you to invite people into your own living room. Play this discussion and then take it deeper and share it with more people and see how you can enact change in your own area. My word is the creative rebel. We are each here as a unique genius. There is no fight on the outside. There is no fight on the inside. There is the opportunity to discover the unique genius within and allow that creative capacity of the divine presence to flow in, as, and through you. And when you do, the world's issues will finally bubble up as the inspirations that need to solve them. Are you allowing the creative rebel to come through you? Are you allowing that inspiration that sits deeply into your womb space, your heart, your gut, to be heard? Are you listening? Are you watching? Are you sensing? Are you feeling? On the Rebel Road from Austin, Texas, in a Quaker meeting house, I'm SIMRAN Singh, in love, of love, with love, and as love. Until next time, be well.